So next up, we're going to do a little simulation of the Earth, okay?
Okay.
We have a couple of pieces. One is we have this spinning tank of water. Mm-hmm. And in the center of the water,
there's ice.
Ice. And on the outside,
the sun.
The sun. Oh, yeah. And it's going to get really warm out there, and it's going to be really cold in here. And so this corresponds to what part of the Earth?
The equator.
The equator, and this part corresponds to?
The North Pole.
North Pole. North Pole. This is going to be the North Pole. And if we're looking down on the Earth, the North Pole doesn't rotate very much. The equator is spinning around like crazy because it's like way out. We have the pole and we have the equator. And then what will happen is this. It's getting very warm out here. Warm water wants to go from where it's warm to where it's cold, and then the cold water is going to sink and want to go to the outside. But as it moves, it's not going to go in a straight line. What's going to happen?
Curve to the right.
It's going to curve to the right. Oh yeah, and so we're going to see some interesting weather develop inside this tank. And we're going to mark it using blue and red food coloring. Okay? What I want to do is I want to put like 3 or 4 drops of food coloring right near the center. Let's go for blue there because that's like the poles. And then we want 3 or 4 dots kind of around the equator. Okay? Oh yeah. And I can go ahead and set these aside. And now we'll watch. Watch what happens. Oh, check it out. Can you see how the red is on the top and the blue is on the bottom?
Yeah.
So the cold water has sunk. And the warm water is on the top. Look at this. See how it's starting to develop a little...
Yeah.
Can you think of anything in the atmosphere which is like that?
Wind.
There's wind. How about really big winds? Where do you see really big winds?
Hurricanes.
Hurricanes.
Or tornadoes.
Or tornadoes. Big storm systems. Oh, look. See this one?
Oh, whoa.
Look at that one.
It's like a whirlpool.
It is like a little whirlpool. It's like a little storm system, a little hurricane. The spinning is what gives us those swirls. This is like weather. This is like weather on the Earth. If you look at like a picture of the Earth from space, you see all those swirls of clouds. And it's like warm out here, it's cold in here, and we get that convection that develops. And as it does that, as the air moves from one place to another because of the spin, it starts to do little circles. And it's those little circles that give us all these patterns that we see. We get these waves and we get these circles and spirals. And this, it's just like what happens in the Earth, and it's the spin that makes it so complicated. As we've seen, this differential heating of the Earth, it's warm at the equator, it's cold at the poles. Leads to differences in temperature. The differences in temperature drives the circulation of air in the atmosphere, and the motion of air defines the climate zones of the Earth.